right. Good morning. Wednesday, the 22nd of July. We are going to have a great day today. Not sure how long I'm streaming for. I'm traveling today to the west side, the west coast. We're heading over to the west coast, do a race this weekend. So today will be the last stream of the week. Try and end up the day green. I was a donkey. I traded a little bit last night. Not donkey. I took a good level. It just didn't work out. So I guess I'm currently red on the day, even though it was last night. Every once in a while, I have resting orders sitting overnight, and sometimes they trigger. That's just the way it goes. Yeah. So starting the day a little bit red, but definitely have my resting orders ready to rock today. Here's what we got going on. We got a little bit of range. Not a ton. Working our way towards 50% range. The ATRs look as follows. 527 on a 261. 43 on an 81. 21 on a 47. That definitely has some room to go, which will make me definitely watch to the upside, but we'll see. And on the NAS, we got 378 on 650. So there's been some movement in the NASDAQ. As always, that NASDAQ loves to move. Getting ready for the bell to open here in 8 minutes. Currently resting, we are bear continuation, inside day. Have a resting order at prior day POC. You could be a little bit more conservative if you wanted to, with things looking a little stronger. Chris007 Trades, welcome. First time seeing that name in the chat, welcome. Appreciate you being here, checking me out. We got, if you want to be a little more conservative, you can move this up to the trend if you want. And then all the way up here is definitely, you have to be able to take some heat up to here. Not too concerned with the bands. The bands are there. Right now, probably just move them here till the market opens just to see what happens. We got +2s that are in line right with the trend. So move that up from prior POC. We have gone through prior POC and tested a couple times. It reacted to prior POC overnight here. And then reacted to the trend over there. Cube Gift, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for always being here, supporting the channel. We got these wicks down here. We'll see what happens if we want to play to the downside. We have a ton of room. Really, my first long on the Dow is way down here at prior session low. There's really no other areas of interest. We do have this high volume node here that I guess we could mess with if you really want it, if you're really itching to go long today. But just remember, if we get down to there, we're not really going to be at some range. So just be prepared to be impatient with a losing trade and be able to get out. Because once we get down below like 220 here, it's pretty much a slide all the way down to prior session POC. No news on the session today. No snooze of a week. Prior session. Here's what the bands look like on the ES. These are pretty close together. So pretty much what I'll probably do here now is I'll split the difference and just bring this up here to +2, and we'll just let that rest like that until market opens. The last couple of days of trading the bands have not been great. I think I'm even on the week. So definitely want to stick to the range today. Same here. You got to be prepared for the downside. First long is going to be somewhere down in this area down here, depending on how aggressive you want to be. We break below here. We have a pretty much slide. There's a low volume node from yesterday. So there's a pretty much a nice slide down here to like the 470s, mid 470s. If you're into the small caps, which sometimes we can be, we have, once again, about 25% range, which makes me want to possibly take this off. We are in a bull continuation, maybe slightly neutral, but we've definitely been reacting to the trend. First long is way down here at prior session low. So definitely dealing with the tops of the ranges on most of the indices. Actually, we're kind of right in the middle there. ES has some moves. The Russell way up here. I'm probably going to wait and see what happens on the Russell. I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to leave this one on. All right, just from the overnight. That's fine. We'll leave them like that. And then the Nazzy I definitely won't even look at till market open. But if you're a very aggressive trader, you feel comfortable with the NASDAQ, we have prior day POC right here at 157. You could probably move that up to T-line. Let's see where that would match up with the bands. These bands are already freaking huge. I wish I had the guts to trade the Nazzy. But this is really POC. The prior POC is right there at VWAP. Then you got trend is fiddling in the middle. You can move all the way up to prior session high, which kind of aligns with the +2s. This would be what I would like the most, but we are kind of in a neutral pattern here, a little above trend, a little bit below. But definitely been making higher lows, I guess with the exception of here. But who knows what's going to happen there. We know with the NASDAQ, we can do whatever it wants to do. It's going to be all over the place. Yesterday we had green on the NASDAQ driven by just tech and everything just still going nuts. All right. That's where we're at. Let me know what you got going on, where you're placing orders. Have you placed a trade today? We are trading 5 Tradeify accounts. We are just about $900 into the profit on those. So $600 to go. With this being the last trading day of the week, we'll have one more day in July. You know I journal on TradeZilla. All those links are there. As you guys know, yesterday, lost a monitor. I got myself another one. I can't really show it to you, but it's not as big. My other one was like way up here like this. This one's over here, which I don't know if that's going to like make me keep my eyes down. You guys have to tell me. What I'm thinking about doing is taking this camera here and moving it here so that when I'm looking, it's right there. We'll see. A work in progress, the stream, as always. Our stream, a work in progress. About 4 minutes till the market opens. Till we get to hear the bell. Donated and sent by Cube Gift. Appreciate you. Did you check your DMs in the Discord? Sent you a link. Let me know if it didn't work. My son was checking out the stream yesterday as I was editing it. He goes, "Dad, your job is boring." Yeah, but it is. It's a boring job. Somebody's got to do it. We got fences and pools to pay for and a new deck. Man, spring's going to hurt. Spring is going to touch the bank. We're doing chill step today. Chill step. Let me know if you want me to change it. That's our stream. Whatever you want to listen to. Well, we're opening up with chill step, at least for the first 5 minutes. Chill step. We are listening to Spotify thanks to the first one and only super chat from Mike Terry. Paid for Spotify this month. Thank you, Mike. Mike, you are currently 100% of the revenue generated from this YouTube channel. Let's go. Two more minutes. Man, are we going to get right into the Dow here? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Order canceled.
I meant to show that, not to keep that. At least till after the open. My goal in August is to get more comfortable trading the NQ. And like I said, it's not about comfort. It's about just, you got to really lock in your entries. Got to wait for a little bit more confirmation. It's not just a touch. It's kind of like you got to wait for a touch, a little bit of plus or minus above said zone, and then you got to get in. So we'll see. But a nice little candle here in the Dow. Anybody else resting prior POC and they're in? Prior POC, you're in. T-line, you're getting there, especially with 35 seconds to go. There's part of me that kind of wants to get in and see if it flushes straight down or pumps right back up.
Order filled.
We're going to see. We're either going to go 15 seconds to the open. And away we go.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Probably too early, but I got a little something. Should have kept it on. A risky move, just taking a piece. 448. Yeah, we got about a 30-point move. GD, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Thanks, Cube Gift. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know where to put a target there. I pretty much my entry, I moved it in, and I was like, all right, should it be prior POC or POC? So I moved it down to POC. Right, that's where that exit was. So kind of in here at this high volume node, which looks like it's going to be to POC, just getting a little small piece, but it's coming right back up. So looks like it made the right call there. How did everything else respond? Yeah, for anybody that just got here, I was a little bit, I took 2 trades last night, both losers, 2 and done, got out of there. And so yeah, on the trading day, I'm still red, but on today's date, I'm now green. Let's see what happens here. Be patient, wait for prior POC, prior session high, and then also too, you know, you have a whole zone here. So if you wanted to be a little bit more conservative, you can let it kind of get up into here. But let's really see what it wants to do here. This is a big first candle. I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative with the ES with everything showing strength. Move that up. The Nazzy traders, you do have prior POC coming into play here. Talking out loud, very tempted. Like, you definitely don't want to miss this whole wick down here. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive and come right to the top of this close and open. Only knowing that I might want to add again up here at Monday's price of POC. Yep, 50% ATR. Thank you, Mike. 290 on a 572. There's so many times out of the open we've come up and just missed prior session high, and then it wicks back down. This is about as much room as I want to give that. Right? I definitely don't want to be forcing entries. Unless we continue to expand here for a couple minutes and the +2s come up into this zone here, then we might be looking for entries. But for right now, I'll be patient, especially with 1 green trade on the day. Here's kind of what the books look like right now. Even on the week, down 50 on the day. No biggie. MEST line. See if that gets you done. See if we can get up into here, see what the small caps want to do. Maybe take a tight trade on that. Let's see what happens here.
Order submitted.
T-line getting you done on the ES. Looks like we missed that Dow trade for now. Small caps still want to push up a little bit. Right at prior POC on the Nazzy. See what happens here for the NASDAQ traders. Ooh, yeah. +1's getting you a little bit done here. Not a ton of reaction either way. One thing I'm going to ask my parents when I see them again is, hey, did my brothers and I fight every single time we played a board game? My kids, they're so competitive and I love it. They're so competitive. But man, they fight over board games like it's going out of style. And I don't know how to be like, guys, stop fighting over board games. Versus, no, bro, you lost. Stop being a sore loser. Stop being a sore loser. You're going to get a Dow fill?
Order filled.
Here's my ad.
Order submitted.
Extended target's going to be down here.
Order submitted.
When we start to get down to the +1s, I'll think about putting in a stop. Like, don't want to give up too much there. I'm just going to take this off while I'm in the Dow trade, just so I have some room. I'll keep the ES trade on. Still got some room to go there, but I'm not sure. I mean, we had the reaction in the small caps already, so things getting a little wicky, which is good news for us. Yeah, right in this area here, we can see with T-line and the top of this wick, that would be like an area where I definitely want to put a stop in. We have a little bit of support forming here. It has been strong off the open. We'll get at least, try and get at least down to here.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Man, don't love to see that. Nice POC T-line rejection on the ES. Hoping things stay a little heavy. Same. Yeah, we talk every day about how much the Russell loves wicks. Loves them. Just see it all the time. Suck it out. More support forming here. Got to take what the market gives us. We got a measured move here. A measured move here. So yeah, definitely looking to put in a stop right around this area. If it wants to come down to the extended target, it can, but we're going to try and get at least 50 points off of this. We'll see. Yeah, the swing high is coming into +2. If you're not in, that might be an area you can come in. MES 720 got taken out yesterday after 12:30 in the afternoon. Glorious trade, right on. Awesome. Yeah, look at that. Pretty good one. And just a slow melt off of it. Yeah, it's nice stuff.
Order submitted.
Just getting ready to move this in a price if I need to. I do want a little bit more. It's rejecting off that support. That's kind of where I wanted it. We're going to give it a little bit more room. Just try not to be too impatient.
Order canceled.
Man, I hope greed doesn't hurt me today. So we can see the big picture here. Our ad's way up here. Definitely don't really want to go there, but definitely seeing the support here.
Order submitted.
So we're definitely taking at least that piece. See what happens now. Trail it out.
Order failed. Order canceled.
Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. Got exactly what we wanted. We wanted the full move line to line. That was full target. And it's worked kind of nice recently for me to put a stop there and let it go. Right? Extended targets always got to be back to POC or prior POC, which still looks realistic. But I'll give up. What was this? We got out at 40. We got out at 67 for it to come all the way back down to 35. So we gave about $15 by not going to the extended target. But if you look back at like kind of the moves that we've been getting, here's what I'm talking about. If you've never heard the like extended move talk, so this is a short side move, right? We got that pretty much the same exact move here, a little bit smaller there, but then to take this move, right? That's kind of where we went to. So these are just situations where I definitely want to hold a little bit longer, but I definitely want to be realistic with what the markets are currently giving me. Simple as that. Totally happy with that trade right now. It's a shame I think we're up $40 on the day so far. Two trades. Right now up 32 on the week. Yeah, like I said, I think I came into today minus 50, minus 55, something like that. It's maybe 30, $40 today. We can go back and look on the trade zone in a second. Give it a second to sync up over there. I think that might be an equity high, 922. Just want to make sure.
Order
Now that I have some
canceled.
green in the books, guys, I'm definitely just going to be a little more conservative. Check some things out. Definitely don't want to go red to green, green to red today. I will still trade the Dow. There's a part of me that kind of wants to wait till the end of this candle. Let's look left a little bit. Right, we do have a little bit of room this week up to here. It's more, I just don't know
Order
how much
canceled.
drawdown I want to sit in right now. Having a pretty good morning so far, and I found that when I'm in and out, things tend to go well. See what happens. But right now it's saying, oh yeah, so last night lost 58 here, 51 today on the, so we're up 51 today. It's a pretty good day. 51's good for me. If I wasn't a donkey and trading at night. And I know that I shouldn't be. I think the reason why I traded last night is that back of my mind knowing that I'm not trading the rest of the week and trying to like make up for Thursday and Friday, like just dumb things. But luckily I was like, I took the trade. I'm like, Brad, what are you doing? And I got out only losing 58 bucks. There's the plus twos again for the Dow, all the way back up. Still showing strength. A little bit of an expansive candle here. That's why I took the order off. Currently right now rocking a 200-point candle on a range of 316. So pretty much have put in a bunch. Looking at the ATR, it's almost 50% of the ATR on this one candle. I'm just going to sit for a second, see what happens. I have green. I have $50 green on the day. Some would say that allows me the permission to maybe put on a little bit more risk, but I'm not somebody that's like, I need more. I need more. But if you haven't taken a trade yet today, this has got to be the trade you take. I mean, you maybe even should be in with that confluence of +2 with range and prior session high of day. Or you might be thinking to yourself, like I said, same thing as me, expansive candle. I'm willing to see this wick all the way down over the next 12 minutes. Or if it stays up here, try and look for that next reversal candle in 12 minutes. That's kind of where my mindset is of, you know, let's see what happens. If this thing continues to pump and rip like it's doing right now, is that something you really want to be a part of? Maybe you want to wait and see if the ES responds all the way up into here. Small cap still looking weak.
Order canceled.
And the Nazzy still has a ton of room to run. And that's, the Nazzy's always leading the markets. I mean, still a nice little pump for the NASDAQ, but you know it wants highs. It doesn't want to let yesterday win. Anybody get in at this prior session high? Anybody in? Who's in? Who's in a trade? Let me live vicariously through you. $635, so you're waiting for Monday's high. That makes sense. Like I said, I feel pretty good. I mean, if you're in here, you could probably have a second add up here. Yeah, this 35 is definitely good, but short Dow right now is fine too. The only issue with me going in up here as my first entry is that breaks my outside day up rule. If I'm in, I could manage that trade outside day up, but the only, if I don't pull the trigger here and go short here, it's just that now we're outside day up. So yeah, but this 35 is a good spot to check out. Terry's in. GD's in. Let's go. Suck it, Dow. Let's give these boys some money. My wife's saying, you know, we're out of here today. You're waiting for the ES trade? Yeah, I mean, that's two good ones I have on.
Order canceled.
Yeah. Suck it down. Things I'm thinking about if I'm in a Dow trade, like we definitely have these swing highs coming lower. We broke this support. But we start to think about, like, this one has a little bit of strength here. So with my putting a stop, which aligns right here with this 233, which is some would say meaningless on this chart, but it's okay. Right, we can put a stop here, maybe extend a target all the way back down to prior par, right? Let it get here and then start to trail. But I think right now from prior session high of day, I think down here to 533, I think that's a pretty good target. Oh, what's he talking about? Is it a war is over? Is it a war is over? What you got to say, Donald? President Trump. It's crazy how some people, well, I guess most people don't remember what it was like trading before Trump. Speaking of before Trump, I have Amazon options that expire today. Do we got to roll those? Where is Amazon? Oh, Amazon's in the dumps. All right. I'm going to have to roll this Amazon put. Roll. Guys, rolling options. Best thing ever. That is that. I can get... Yeah, I mean... Still dumping, huh? Roll position. We'll go to next Wednesday. Continue. Let's take that. Let's see if we can fill that. Yeah. $115 on Amazon puts. Done. Let's put that in the Discord. Let's put that in the Discord. My 7% battery life. Selling options. Roll. Yeah, GD. I think pretty simple, right? Prior session high day, but nothing above it, right? Really no ads. So that's where I'm at here. I guess aggressive traders could have looked at the trend line, but with the trend being so neutral and coming through it pretty strong in the overnight, that would have been a tough short for me. The same with prior session high in the stacked POC. I think you could have taken a short here, but it would have had to be a tight trade because you just would have been wrong because the Nazzy only goes up these days. But right now, if I was going to trade the NASDAQ, prior session high day is really the only shorts for me. And even on the long side, let's see where the bands are doing. Prior session high day coming up just over the +2s. That's got to be the first short. If you're going to play the -2s, which you can do right now, 367 on that, so more than 50% range. But you have to be, once again, prepared for some low volume down to even 887, which isn't even in the picture. Right here, this volume node I'm talking about. So we have 887 way down here, and then another ad down there, prior session low. But this thing is, I mean, for the NASDAQ, I mean, what is this candle? Ruler. Right now it's pushing 156 points. Not a huge candle, but expansive enough for me that I'm sitting this out for the next 3 minutes, right? We have 3 minutes left in this candle, and then we could look and see what we're doing. But this candle's, I can't short into this candle. I think that would just be reckless. I think that goes above aggression into recklessness. If you're shorting the NASDAQ on this candle, on this low volume here, we do have value area high, which I keep mine pretty high, 78%. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. It's right there. I mean, it's at, what did I say? 376, but we won't expand range to there, right? So we'd have to be talking 376 on an ATR 655, really 656. We're at 57% right now. To get all the way up there, we'd increase the range by 340, 360, call it another 20 points, right? So now we can call ourselves, just for shits and grits, let's call it 400 divided by 656. You'd be at 61% ATR when you got up to prior session high day. 61%'s still up there. I know a lot of people sometimes like to wait for 75, which is fine. I like to be more conservative than not. So if you want to wait for 75, you're going to be waiting up into here, but that's going to be a situation where it comes through prior session high day, and then you're probably going to be waiting for it to come back down into the bands and then start to be playing +2s after it consolidates around prior session high day. Whoa! What did he say? So if you're in 2 here, you really got to start to think, okay, what's going to be my risk here? Can I graceful exit? But definitely no more ads until this is back inside the bands. I don't know if this was a news thing, but even graceful exits, I think graceful exits now, graceful exits got to be maybe inside the bands. So you could maybe graceful exit in here in the 90s and then be looking to add again at the +2s to try and campaign around price. But that's not a great candle. This is an insane candle. What did he say? $320-point candle right now. And the great example of why we're not trying to short into an expansive candle. I mean, we were just talking about that. If you're in, you're in. This is still a short. The only reason I wasn't in is because I had green on the day. But if you weren't in a prior session high of day, you got to let this candle for the next 44 seconds. You got to see what it does. Which could be good for a prior session high on the ES coming into the close of a candle, right? We close here strong in 30 seconds, and then we come up on the next candle and try and get a sweep of that and then get a reaction. I mean, that's a much that's a nice trade too, because we're still in the bands over here at more than 50% ATR as well. So that's what we can watch here in 15 seconds. Like, no one's screwed here. Like, this isn't a ton of heat. If you got in at 35, even if you got in a price session high 590, how much heat did you take up there? Excursion, you're $50 in the hold. You got to be able to do that. Even if you took an ad, you know, $75. We're not even eating into half of our DRBs. That's fine. But continued strength here, well above the highs. That might be a situation where you might take a $75 loss and then wait for this thing to settle back into range. Like, even if the NASDAQ pumped up to here again on this candle, this no wick, like, let's look at this stuff on the NASDAQ. No wick, a little bit of a rip. Open, straight up again. Like, this guy's sellers tried to push down. They got immediately bought up. This thing didn't even wick. It closed and pumped. Closed and pumped. Like, if you get another pump up here, how do you short up there? I can't. I don't see shorts. And then you're saying to yourself, okay, great. Let's go long. And so you can't do that either. So this is just a no trade zone for the NQ. You have to justify how you can go long or short here. Right? You're outside deviation bands, not on a ton of range. 2 candles are just freaking ripped. Since 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. ES filled? Where? Where'd you take that? Did you take Monday's? You took Monday's session high? That didn't even make it there. Oh, you took +2s? Okay. Suck at ES. Let's go. You still on the Dow trade, GD? Like, this isn't terrifying. The fact that we definitely expect a little push out of the open of a big expansive green candle. Oh, you cropped the wicks. Ah. Which I guess aligned right there with +2. So just so we're clear, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. GD, you're going like this to maybe here and looking at this as your zone. Right? I think that's kind of what you're saying when you say you crop the wicks. Right on. Yeah, that makes total sense. Like, that's giving yourself a little bit of plus minus. Love it. Do you target prior POC, or are you going to come all the way down to session POC? I think session POC T-line makes sense for an extended target. Right? Yeah. Current POC right there at the +1s, extended POC all the way down. Line's right up right now with the EMA here. Plug my stuff in. Oops. Just knocked something off my desk. My battery. just my 2 cents, guys. If you're in the Dow, definitely think about where you're going to start to manage risk here. We are up. This is steep. Okay, especially multiple lots. I'm just thinking out loud and just being that angel on your shoulder. Yeah, Cube Gift. I mean, that is the name of the game. That is the struggle. And I keep looking at the clock, looking at the chart, looking at the clock, looking at the chart. Should we wait? But what am I really waiting for? So here's going to be like my final analysis of currently right now at 10:05 a.m. I can't take any shorts in here because I am outside day up and that is against my rules. So I need to wait for this to come back inside range. I have longs at T-line probably, but probably not. Probably more prior session POC, or I have to wait for really longs down here at -1. So when is that going to happen? So I know I need to wait for that trade to happen. Then I need to wait for whatever drawdown. On the MES, I could have just gotten short here at the highs, but everything else showing pretty good strength. Once again, do I want to sit through the drawdown of this trade? This is a good trade. It's a great first trade of the day. I don't hate it, actually, now that I'm talking through it. Kind of wish I was in it. This is just for fun and games, and we just talked about the Nazzy. Like, what do you do on the NASDAQ? Do you wait for prior session high with all this strength and short into that? Or do you wait for pullbacks all the way down to -1s, which is a prior session low, good spot. Prior session -2s almost down at the wicks down here. So there's trades that could present themselves. I just don't know, especially with a flight out west. If I'm going to be around for them, I'm going to give this 2 more minutes because I know there's people in trades and I want to root for you. But I think Brad's pretty much at a sit on his hands kind of day. Yeah, if GD is saying he's staying away from the Nazzy, you better be staying away because you love that NASDAQ. I love it too. I lost money on it last night. Maybe we'll go back and see where I lost money on last night. Where is it? It's way down here. Look at how small the bands are when I'm trying to trade this NASDAQ. Where was it? Oh, this is the yes. I think what happened, I went short and then I just lost here. No, I went long. No, I went short. I wasn't looking at the bands. I was looking at the range trader. I was looking for this just to continue down. And it didn't. Idiot. Trading that. Trading the Nazzy. All right, suck it, Dow. Hey, what'd you retract? Oh, gosh. Did I just say I wanted to be in this trade? Oh. Go GD. Suck it, ES. Suck it, Dow. If I was in multiple Dows, I'm probably taking a graceful exit here. And then placing another order up here, session high, maybe a little bit higher than session high. If it was me. If it was me. Not financial advice. But look at this move. Here. Here. Smaller. Smaller. Here. Here. Gotta take what the market's giving you. That's a graceful exit for me. If I was in a 1 lot, no. If I'm in multiple lots, like I got in at prior session high, and then Monday's prior session high, that's a graceful exit for me. And I'm re-adding here. I'm going to campaign around that price. Yeah, I mean, that's where it's at. And you don't trade props, which is good. It's you You've given yourself the liberty to make those choices. Yeah, go. I say on this trade, you target POC. If you wanted to keep some money on the table, I guess you could put a stop down here at the +1s, but this thing's going back down to POC. Come on, buddy. Suck it. Suck it, ES. All the way down to POC. Go, ES. Suck it. All right. Let me see. Oops. My bad. Just pause over here for a second. Let's look at the day. So really yesterday, this was yesterday during the trading session, got up to 60. Then I gave it back last night. So they consider that yesterday because they go by the calendar. So here's this morning. Here's what you guys saw. 47 bucks. Not too bad. Looking at the week, $38 for the week. Take that. Monday, Tuesday, not great. But here, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to Oregon. Next time you see me, I'll have my fifth 100-mile finish when you guys see me next week. If the fires stay away from Oregon. I'm still having a pretty good July. Another green week. Pretty good. The fight out of when I was being a donkey back in early June. Got my mind on track. Had a little sit down on the 10th or on the 9th after this. So far been just, I actually need a couple days off because I've been sliding on my rules. We saw Monday I slid on my rules and things weren't great. And then I traded last night, slid on my rules again. So I'm going to need a little bit of a reset. I'm not going to trade Monday, but we have news at 8:30 in the morning. And then we're going to have some other red folder news later in the week that we will definitely be watching. If you don't journal, guys, journal. Even having stuff in here, they now have an AI feature where sometimes I'll put in like, can you roast today's trades and let me know what I did wrong? And it's pretty honest with you and it works out. If you don't trade, consider TradeZilla. Use my link. Get yourself a discount. That's a free way to support the channel if you're going to do something. Also consider maybe trying out some Tradeify accounts. Yeah, go Dow. Come on. People getting back healthy with the Dow again. This think to yourself, Brad, you told me that you would have graceful exited. I would have. You know, I still would have. I still stand by that, even in hindsight. Because you still have your one contract running. Good. It's all about managing risk. And yeah, I would have taken target there. That would have been a great Dow. That would have been a great ES trade. We said I wanted to be in it. Prior session high day, guys. This stuff gets you done. You just got to be patient and wait for it. Some days it never hits prior session high or prior session low. You just got to be patient, right? Even we said this was going to go to POC. Still got about 4 points. If you want to wait with $20 and get down there, let's watch this happen. It's going to hit prior POC. I mean, it's going to hit session POC. And then I got to go shower and get to the airport. It's getting a little late. We would have got full target. But I would have been stopped out there. Because we know I would have put my stop there. I just would have been stopped out. You got to be realistic with what would happen. Guys, please have an amazing weekend. Let's hope for some rain in Oregon so I can actually race this weekend. Midday Saturday or Saturday evening, just know that I'm out in the Sisters Wilderness out there in Bend, Oregon, just trying to move forward. 100 miles is a long way, and I'm pumped and blessed to be able to get out there and do it again. I'll see you guys most likely on Tuesday. If my race is canceled, I'll probably trade Monday. But if it's not canceled, Monday will be a commute day home from Oregon. We will be back here Tuesday morning, the latest, market open. Please be smart. Be patient. Don't be greedy. Take our days if you need to. It's fine. Look, there it is. Boom. We got full target. Love that. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. I always do. And I will catch you on Tuesday.